In today's video, I will show you how I solved the Twisted and Five machines from HackMyVM. I'm learning the pivoting technique with the goal of compromising multiple machines in the same network. To achieve this, I set up an internal network using VirtualBox to configure the two machines. The Twisted and Five machines are connected to each other through an internal network interface. From my attacking machine, I cannot directly view or access the Five machine. Therefore, I had to gain access and scarlet privilege on the Twisted machine, to then be able to gain access and exploit the Five machine. My idea is to make these labs more complex, so in the next videos, I will add more machines to make pivoting even more challenging. In this video, I used only two machines, but in the next one, I will use three different machines. Now, let's get started. As always, I started by enumerating open ports with Nmap. I used the following options: P to scan all the ports, Open to see just open ports and not close filters ones, min rate 5000 to send a minimum of 5000 packets per second to the target, and to disable reverse DNS lookup, PN to assume the host is alive, and V for verbosity. Nmap found two open ports, port 80 indicating a website and port 2222 which is commonly used for SSH service. When checking the website, I came across two cat photos. I looked at the source code and noticed that one of the photos' names contained hidden, which led me to believe it was related to steganography. Therefore, I download the image and use the StegCracker tool to obtain the passphrase. Then, I use the StegHide tool to uncover the content hidden within the image. StegHide extracted a file with a password, and the file name clearly appeared to be a username. This allowed me to quickly gain access to the server via SSH on port 2222. After gaining access to the system, it was time to escalate privilege. Within the user's directory, I found a file containing a path to an audio file. Upon listening to it, it was clearly Morse code. I use a website to decode it. Decoding the audio didn't provide much information, so I continue enumerating the system. I found two additional users, one of whom had a binary file with suite permissions owned by root. My mission then became accessing the system as that user to execute and analyze the binary. To accomplish this, I relied on the tool limppiece, which helped me identify the capabilities assigned to the system binaries. The tail binary had the capDAC read-search capability assigned, which allowed privileged file reads. Limpis also discovered an SSH key. Combining the tail capabilities and the SSH key file, I was able to gain access as the user Bonita. Upon executing the binary, it prompted me to enter a code which I didn't know. So I decided to download it to my machine and analyze it using Ghidra to understand its functionality. The binary compares the entered code with a hexadecimal code, and using that code grants us root access. In this way, we have successfully compromised the twisted machine. But this doesn't end here. We have the 5 machine on another interface that I don't have access to. When I ran the hostname I command, I noticed there was another network interface, meaning that the 5 machine is connected to Twisted and not accessible from my own machine. So I used a small script to discover which hosts were active on the Twisted machine. The script found an active host, so I performed a quick port scan to confirm if it was indeed an active host belonging to the 5 machine. After confirming that it was indeed the 5 machine I needed to exploit, I used the tool chisel to communicate it from my machine through Twisted and reach the 5 machine. On my machine, I act as a server on port 1234, while on Twisted machine, I act as a client and connected to my IP on port 1234 using SOCKS as remote port forwarding. To make SOCKS work correctly, I had to edit the proxy change files and create a SOCKS file connection for localhost on port 1080, where the connection made by chisel was listening. With the help of proxy chains, I connected to the 5 machine to attempt the exploitation. With everything set up, I proceeded to enumerate ports using nmap with proxy chains to recheat the 5 machine. I use nmap with the following options: ST to specify a TCP scan has only normal TCP connections where possible with the proxy, PN to assume the host is alive. You can use your preferred additional parameters. Nmap only found port 80 open, so I checked the website, but it returned a forbidden status code. Since there was nothing to see on the website, I started enumerating possible directories and files on the server using GoBuster with the proxy SOCKS5 parameter to pass through the connection we created earlier. GoBuster quickly found directories. The one that caught my attention the most was the upload file, as I could try to gain access to the system with a reverse shell. I attempted to upload a PHP file and succeeded. However, I couldn't access to the uploaded file in the uploads directory. To investigate it, I intercept the request with burp suite and remove uploads from the request. After forwarding it in burp suite, I was able to execute the PHP script from the root of the website. But to gain access to the system, I needed to use the socket tool since the 5 machine only has a connection to the Twisted machine, not mine. I had to make the reverse shell pass through the Twisted machine to reach my machine. On the Twisted machine, I configured socket to redirect anything it received on port 4444 to my machine on port 443. Once I gained access to the system, I used the sudo l command and realized that I could execute the cp command as the user Melissa. By checking the files in Melissa's directory, I found the SSH directory, so I copied her ID RSA and was able to connect as the Melissa user through SSH. I searched for binaries from the root with suite permissions and found that the main binary had this permission. To exploit this, I changed the default pager of main to less, and this allowed me to execute the bash as root, completing the 5 machine. In this video, I show you how I exploited both HackMyVM machines using the pivoting technique. I still have much to learn about pivoting, so I will make more videos like this, increasing the difficulty level by adding more machines to the pivoting process. If you like the video, please give it a thumb up, leave a comment and subscribe. See you next time.